Let's get this camera dialed in. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The two of you that are here right now. We're on a little early tonight because I've got a call with one of my one-on-one clients in an hour. So we're going to make use of the hour we have. I know we're going to be a little probably short on people tonight because I am getting on 15 minutes early and people are going to get on and be like, what's going on? What's up, Dudno? Am I saying your name right? What's up? Hello. We'll pull up our little conversation notes right now. And we'll kind of get it rolling. I know everyone's gonna be like, you got on early. All right, for the three of you here right now, where are you watching from? Tell me where you're watching from in the chat. I'm curious. If you're just hopping on, where are you watching from? Dudno, where are you from? There's 7 of you here right now. What's up, Ray? What is up? Sean Sedona. Let's go. The usual suspects. We're on a little early tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm glad you're here still. So, we got Yucatan, Mexico. I'm glad you're doing so well, Ray. I'm glad you're doing so well. All right. For those of you that are here right now, I'm doing a 2-hour masterclass on Friday night because I have been lacking in my live stream. So I want to make sure to end the week. We end on a strong note. We got Stefano in the chat. Yes, sir. How's it going? All right. We're doing a 2-hour masterclass for free on YouTube, 6:30 p.m. PST, April 18th. And we're going to dive into everything we dive in, but in one big masterclass for 2 hours, 6:30 to 8:30. We're going to close out the week strong. That's going to be the one time I have available to devote myself to the community. So we're going to make it happen. Now, I know people are going to be rolling in over time. I am indeed 10 minutes early. So we're going to kind of just start diving into it because I have a one-on-one call. And then we'll just kind of go from there. All right. So Ray, that's amazing. Ray, that is amazing. Congratulations. That's huge. Now you're starting to experience the transformation, right? This is why we invest in ourselves for those 5 days, right? In that workshop. You're on the path, brother. So congratulations. Congratulations to you. I'm proud of you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight, I want to dive deeper into Neville Goddard, right? I want to dive deeper into his concept of talking about things like law of assumption, law of attraction, but I want to forget those definitions entirely, right? I'm going to walk us more clearly through a certain 5-step process that we talked about in last live stream, but we're going to dive into it more in depth. Now, we're going to be drawing on things from Hermeticism, from Dispenza, from Goddard, from Dr. David R. Hawkins, right? I like to call on all the teachers to show you guys that this information it's no separate. Like they're all coming to the same conclusion. The quicker you realize that, the quicker you're going to be able to find your conclusion that supports you in transformation. Ray, he spent 5 days with me in the workshop. He was able to pull whatever he needed to from that 5 days to book his first production contract. And he's like, shit is flowing. Shit is flowing. So I actually need to pull up this on my laptop. It's not working on my phone, but I'm going to put the chat up on my phone, and then we're going to get to it. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready to go. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready to get this rolling, and people will just meet us where we're at on our journey. Stefano said, Dr. Joe, watch out for Dr. Grant. You flatter me. All right. Now I got you guys up on my phone. I got to get this up. All right, we're going to recap. My tech is all acting up. All right. So one of the biggest things with manifestation is that it's not our job to know how. Why would it not be our job to know how? Because the only thing that we have control of is being able to shift the internal state. That's literally the only thing we have control of. If you logically think about it, if you illogically think about it, the only thing we have control of are our thoughts and our emotions, but it's all derived through our awareness and perception. Awareness is a moment of realization. That's why they say consciousness, that is the fabric of all reality, is a moment of awareness. Now, the first concept we talked about last time in layman's terms, it comes down to this simple equation. The signal you send equals the life you live. All right. For those of you in the chat right now, how do we send a signal? Do you guys remember anything from the last stream? What is the way we energetically send a signal to the quantum? I'm curious. I want some interaction tonight. I want you guys to start to apply this with me. How do we send an electromagnetic signature? Yes, Sean. Our frequency. Preston says realization. I can stitch it together with that. We got feelings. We got emotions. All right. I'm going to draw the equation out, and I'm going to stitch together all 4 of yours. All right. So we had Sean say our frequency. And our frequency is our thoughts and emotions. So you guys need to check yourself every day by looking directly at your thoughts and emotions, right? Now, what did Preston say? He said realization. The ultimate realization is that we are 100% responsible for the frequency we emit. This is the grand realization, right? And we can shift this through perception. What do you guys think perception is? Let me know in the chat. What is perception? I'm curious. To the best of your knowledge. We got self-worth in the chat. Exactly. Preston said what I believe reality is. Ray said point of view. That's exactly what perception is. It is our ability to respond to reality and life's circumstances, right? It is the point of view in which we observe the world. Why would this be the thing that shifts your reality? Because, for example, I'm gonna call upon Ray's situation right now. Now, if Ray had a lower frequency perception of reality, Ray's trying to start a production business in Canada, right? He's trying to do business through video production. If he had a lower frequency state of perception and point of view, if he had his offer shut down 10 times, right? He got 10 no's in a row. He's like, I'm done. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I'm never going to be able to do this. That is his perception of lack and scarcity and fear, directing his attitude, his thoughts, his emotions, belief, his actions, his choices. Now, what is the reverse side of that? If you have a more resilient, grateful, abundant mindset, he's going to be like, I am 10 no's closer to the yes. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. You guys, I need to stop wearing hats because I'm going to lose my hairline. That's one thing. That's one of my goals. That's one of my North Stars is stop pushing my hairline back. All right. Is that making sense, though? Drop a 1 in the chat if you have a better understanding of perception. Drop a 0.05 in the chat. Drop a 0.5 in the chat if you're like, I still need you to describe it a little more. Do you guys understand perception? Drop a 1 in the chat. Exactly, Preston. You don't lose until you give up. Sean said 1.5. All right. So, perception. It is the way we respond to life's circumstances, right? Keon said it's the way we see things. The reason people stay stuck is because they see life circumstances as something that validates them as a victim. They use the things that life throws our way as an excuse to stay the same old us that no longer serves us. This is why perception is so powerful. Because if you look at all the things that life throws your way and say, hey, this is serving me in my growth, then you're going to be able to use it as a tool. And when you're able to use it as a tool, there's nothing that holds you back. So it comes back to what Preston says. He says, you don't lose until you give up, right? Now we're going to be moving on to concept 2. We're going to be moving on to concept 2. What happens after we change this internal state, right? So moral of the story is this is the only thing that we can influence. We influence it through our perception, through our awareness, through our choices, our actions, our beliefs. Now, the $1 million question that everyone needs to ask themselves, marker in the back pocket, is are you consciously or unconsciously creating? So this is the idea, or if you're consciously creating, you are choosing the signal you send. This is a choice. right? You're saying, hey, I understand sometimes I'll have negative emotions. I understand sometimes I'll have negative thoughts, but those are not me. Because we realize that those are not us, we're able to choose the thing that serves us. But if you guys are stuck in the same circle and you're like, why is this happening to me? Why am I not changing? You're in an unconscious state of creation. Yeah, we got Hobkirk saying it's all about the passing thoughts, like clouds in the sky. As soon as you attach to it, you allow that circumstance to dictate your life. Right? That's the secret here. Is this making sense? Drop a 1 in the chat if this is making sense. How there's only 2 states of creation, conscious or unconscious. Drop a 1 in the chat. I need to get a read on where you guys are at collectively so I know if we're on the same page with everything. Nice to meet you, Rini. Nice to meet you. All right, we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to move on to step 2. Step 2. This is the universal organizing power, right? This is the grand how. This is the $1 million question. Preston said, so I ran 3 miles yesterday and 2 miles today, but find myself wanting to fall into bad habits. How do I overcome this frequency? With my realization. By surrendering the old version of you. By realizing that the only way you get to who you want to be is by being patient and peacefully letting go of who you do not want to be. That's the secret. You can never judge that person. You can never validate it. This is where we have to train our patience. This is where we have to train our discipline. Because if you want change, how is the universal organizing power going to respect you when you don't even respect yourself? Because if you don't respect yourself, you don't respect the universal organizing power. And the universal organizing power is you. You come from the source. So you got to choose things that validate that self-respect, Preston. Stay away from the people, the substances, the activities. Ray's been experiencing that. You guys, Ray's been experiencing some pretty crazy things. You build trust in yourself through small things. So Preston, you made the choice to run the miles. You're already validating the new you. Now all you need to do is fill the space which you would normally fill with other things. Go on a walk. You don't have to run. Go listen to a podcast. Go listen to music. As soon as you kind of sit inside and leave yourself to go a little stir crazy, then you're never going to be able to fully transform because you're putting yourself in a place where there's a little more chaos. One thing I've been doing is I'll just go walk and listen to music. I'll go outside. I'll be in nature. I'll be doing something that's positive for me. And then I have no need to fall back into bad habits because I'm doing something that's progressive for me. Now, what happens, right? So step A, we have that signal, right? The internal signal. Step B is the 3D organization. Once you guys do this, this is your job. This is the input. Then it directly comes over here to the output. Now, why do we get stuck? Why are we able to not manifest? Because we lose faith. We lose faith when we cannot see manifestation, right? Yeah, Rainey, we do have limiting beliefs which prevent us. But that's because we expect things to come immediately. So what are going to be the 3 things that prevent us from manifesting? I'm just going to be clear. It's going to be our one, our body. 2, our time. And 3, our environment. These are going to be the things that steal your faith from you, right? You need faith to allow the universe to manifest. Now, why would your body self-sabotage you? Why would your body self-sabotage you? So, 1, it's because of the subconscious programs, which is the old you, which is your thoughts and emotions. Exactly, Rini, your nervous system fights back. So even though you changed internally, you made the mental shift, you're going to feel that urge to do something you know you shouldn't do. That's what Preston's describing. He's saying, I feel called back into something that doesn't serve me, even though I'm doing something good for myself. That's because his body has a program because it's used to it familiarly, which is the old Preston. It's the old Preston. Now time. So 1, time is an illusion. And because it's an illusion, people are impatient. Which always makes them ask the question, when? Now, if you think about what the power of now is all about, right, by Eckhart Tolle, what is it all about? What is the power of now all about? All we have is the now. Like, if you really think about it, we're like, oh, I have a meeting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, but you're not there yet. So why does it matter? Once you live moment to moment, you realize that you're manifesting instantly in the now. This is the secret. You have to realize that you are manifesting in the present moment at all times, whether you're aware of it or not. And you're manifesting by choosing what thoughts and emotions you choose to engage with, which creates an electromagnetic vibrational signature that communicates with the quantum. Now, why would your environment hold you back? It's people, it's places, it's things. These are all things that hold you back, that prevent you from having faith. Drop a 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, depending on which one you struggle with the most. Drop a 1 if your body has a lot of familiar feelings. Drop a 2 if you're impatient about manifestation. And drop a 3 if you find yourself with the wrong people in the wrong places doing the wrong things. Okay, we got some 1, we got 3. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 1. We got 1 and 2. 1. All right. So now what I would have to give you information-wise is all 3 of these things are an illusion. All 3 of these things are fake. They're fake. They're not even real. Your body, your nervous system, is just a set of electrical stimuli. Like if I touch myself, I'm actually not feeling anything. My brain is just processing an electrical stimulus. So if you know that thoughts and feelings and these programs are fake, you're going to feel like it's the end of the world when it sets in. Preston, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that program. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't overcome this. I can't overcome this. But you just got to let it go. You know that it will disappear. And if you can say no to it this time, it will be easier the second time it happens because you'll now have proof and discipline that you're able to do it. Now, time. All we have is the present moment. Preston, you said we must overcome. You must overcome. You must let go of the illusion that you need those things to numb your anxiety. You must let go of the illusion that that thing is going to be the thing that provides you peace, because you'll only be able to find peace in the present moment. That's the secret. Now, if you have anxiety of a future or judgment of a past, that in itself is an illusion. That in itself is an illusion. Because the past is a judgment. The past in itself, reflecting on the past, is feeling old thoughts and emotions. So your body's running a program. Illusion. The future is an anxiety. It's a worry. That in itself is still thoughts and emotions. Illusion. The present moment, regardless of how you judge it. Grant, take top row. Oh. I'm dead. Preston, I love you too. You guys, Preston's my brother. Preston's my youngest brother. Show some love to Preston in the chat right now. He's trying to make some decisions that are good for him. Show some love in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. This is the power of community. I'm calling upon you guys. He said, containment in the present moment is the key. Yes. Containment in the present moment is the key, but it's just remaining present. Yes. Preston, let's go. You guys are the best. %, Jeff. We can talk about removing people who are bad influences. Tell me where do you find this person? My brother Gavin healed Crohn's. He's my second youngest brother. Preston's the youngest. Then it goes Gavin. Then it goes me. No, it goes Preston, Gavin, Matt, me, Ryan, Scott. There's 6 brothers. Step brothers too. But, crazy. All boys. So Gavin was the one that healed clothes. Yeah, Ray, we have an army. We're trying to get Gavin on the wave. Don't worry. I'm starting the content, but I promise you when I have a big enough audience, we're bringing Gavin on. Yeah, Preston, take a screenshot. Put it as your background. Just know love is always available when you call upon it. Okay. You said work or partner. Are you trying to get rid of your wife? Or boyfriend? I will tell Gavin that. Preston, take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of the comments from Grow with the Flow and send it to Gavin. Tell him it's time for him to write a book. We're going to get him on the content wave. All right. Now let's move on to the environment. The environment in itself is illusory. illusion. If people are stuck in your life, it's because your ego is negatively validating some type of attention from them. Right? Like I look at it when I would always see my ex-girlfriend. Why would I do that? Why would I see my ex-girlfriend? Because it's validating a pain I had within me. It validated the negative emotions that I wanted to move on from. It validated the old me I was looking to move on from. Places. If I would go to the bars, there would be nothing there for me. The people, the bars. Yes, Ray, you said environment is only 0.001%, but it's all the physical material conceptions. So all of this is an illusion. You guys, we all experience time differently. This is what Einstein's concept of relativity is. It's all an illusion. Now, why is it an illusion? Let's move on. Jeff, feel free to ask more clarifying questions if you need some more clarification, but all right. We're going to get all Pablo Picasso and artistic right here. So, reality, just know every time I draw this, I'm just trying to signify the energetics of the universe. Now, from this energy, comes us. And guess what? This is our mind. All right, this is our mind. From our mind comes feelings and thoughts. Which is our body. From our mind, I'm going to write ego too. I'm going to say individualized. Just know when I say individualized ego, it's like me, me, me. That's what this is. Then we have time. Then we have the environment. I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. If there's someone in your life that frustrates you, if there's someone in your life that's caused some type of friction and resistance recently, drop a 1 in the chat if you have a person in your environment that I'm like, I need to grow from. Stefano does. Sean does. Millionaire May does. All right. I hate to break it to you. Your perception of your relationship with those individuals is in your head. If they're a bad influence, you're letting them be a bad influence. You're actually the bad influence to yourself. Exactly. Rini says they are you. They are concepts of a relationship that individual has with ourselves. Like it's really all an illusion. You guys could drop anything in the chat and I could tell you right now how it's the ego's illusion. The ego wants to do anything but take responsibility. The ego wants to do anything but take responsibility. You guys want to know when the divine magic happens? When you take responsibility. Preston, are you about to eat more buffalo wings? Bro, come down here and cook me some. I'm working hard. I need someone to come cook me buffalo wings. All right. Illusions. Why is the ego an illusion? All right, we'll draw this. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys know who Pink Floyd is. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys know who Pink Floyd is. Come on, guys. There's someone in here that's got to know who Pink Floyd is. Thank God. Thank God. All right. Someone tell me why I'm drawing this right now. Ready? Yes, this is the prism of light, but why does it matter? Because the white light is source energy. And then this is the 3D material illusion. This is literally what's going on in reality, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, you use the letting go technique with your therapist clients? That's awesome. Exactly, grow with the flow. You get it. This is like the as within, so without type of thing. But if this is the source energy, I mean, technically that's not even the source, but what the energy comes from, 99.9%, that's what this is metaphorically supposed to represent. Now, we're not being literal here. We're just drawing little doodles to convey some high-level concepts. But from here comes you, comes things, comes places, comes the watch you want. That's what this is. It's all an illusion. But it all comes from the same place. You just got to put yourself in a head state to understand that. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is making sense. Drop a 1 in the chat if you understand that everything is the source energy, just manifesting in the world of 10,000 things, as the Buddha says. The reason this is so important is because if you're chasing the world of 10,000 things, you're never going to catch anything. It is always going to be fleeting. But if we could take the 10,000 things and we could slow it down and realize that we can impact the input, boom. This is us too, ladies and gentlemen. As much as this is us. All right, I was listening to this Wayne Dyer podcast. It might be Taoism, Ray. It's one of the Chinese philosophies. They're all onto something. Should I read the Tao of Leadership? Is that a good book? Grow with the Flow. I'll have to check it out. All right, but this is important to understand. All right, think about this concept. Now, every time I write down the next phrase, I want you to think of this image right here. Think of this image right here. This image right here. Boom. Are we talking the Tao of Winnie the Pooh? Tao of Piglet? No way. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. The reason this is so important is because this is the white light. And then this is the spectrum. The Roy G. Biv. It's the same thing, though. It's the same thing, though. It's just an immaterial thing. It's the realm of spirit manifesting in the realm of matter. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is making sense, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only world you need to change. The how, what comes after, is not your problem. Everything manifests from the source energy. Everything manifests from the source. Which means if there's anything you want in the external world, it started in the source first. So focus on the source. Focus on the frequency. Now, what is some ways we can check this realistically? Right, Grant, you're talking about all these crazy concepts. I look at it like this. I'll give you full transparency in my life. So if I'm like, how do I become a worldwide coach? How do I become a worldwide coach, have a worldwide audience, impact a world full of people? 1, I need to continue working on myself. I need to show up every day regardless of how I feel. 2, I need to always get better. I need to always have a growth mindset. I need to know that I can always purify what I'm doing. I can always purify the world within. For example, my YouTube videos have just started to slow down. There's a period of time where I would just post and it would go viral. Boom. But growth isn't always like this. Life has a natural rhythm. Now, I can enjoy the highs and I can do what I can, but I need to prepare for here. And when I'm here, I can get back to the drawing board and improve. Right? So if I want to be a coach, I need to do a better job curating the message of my offer. I need to do a better job building a sales mechanism that supports people. That's how I impact the controllables. I'm in full control. But I'm not sitting waiting for people to trust me. I'm not sitting waiting for people to follow me. I'm actively working on myself internally at all times. And now it's not 100% every day. If you got 40% of your battery, use 40% of your battery. Each day you have to show up differently, but it's the consistent act that matters. Now, if you guys want to do a better job aligning with the world within, I want you to, in the chat right now, give me some ideas of things that you know you need to be doing in your everyday life that you might not be doing. Give me some examples of some things you know you need to be doing, but you might not be doing. I hear bloody murder outside my window because kids are playing at a baseball game right now. Powerful Trading says, my homework. Flossing. No, you probably do need to floss, but that's part of it. Right? This is what, everyone give me an example right now. Everyone give me an example right now. There's 34 of you here. I'll stand here and just tap my foot. Sean says, better workout time or walk time. Montana says, going on my runs even when I don't feel like it. Ray says, what's the question? I said, what are some things you guys know you need to be doing, but you're not doing? I mean, It's always pretty crazy how you guys always kind of have the same answers. Okay. We're going to build off of this because I'm seeing a trend. What are ways that you'll be able to more effectively impact the world energetically? Eat healthy, work out, meditate, journal. Because you want to know what this is doing? This is energetically impacting you. It doesn't necessarily matter what you do as long as you know you need to be doing it. Think about it. You're literally charging yourself. You're giving yourself more resources to succeed. Boom. Energy. Boom. Energy. Boom. Energy. 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 Now, if you're not doing any of those things, you're not even checking off the fundamentals. You're not even checking off the fundamentals. You're not even taking care of the gift that God gave you. You got to start there. You got to start with the small things. And then you check that first level, which leads to the second, which leads to the third. Yes, reinforce your vibration. Think about it. If you want to do something that's up here, if you want to check off a level 4 thing, but you haven't gone up level 1, level 2, level 3, then you are not the person that can get up to level 4 because you got to go through 1, 2, and 3 to get to 4. Now, the foundation of all of this is mindset. It is the spiritual practices because it's what keeps you in flow state. Flow state is the act of effortless action. In Taoism, they talk about Wu Wei, which is effortless action. Now, this effortless action is done through alignment. Alignment is through flow. Now, let's think about the other side of this real quick. If you are experiencing resistance where you're swimming upstream, it's because you are making decisions that are misaligned. There's a natural course to things going on. Boom. Life, universe, healthy. Take care of my temple. The water's flowing naturally, ladies and gentlemen. If you try to get in the way of it, you're going to suffer through misalignment, through swimming upstream. Now, this is a key metric. Imagine having an energetic compass. And you're like, oh, I know I shouldn't smoke that weed. You can correct that compass and come back and be like, let me go on a walk instead. Boom. That's what's going on. Charlie, she's the one that I have a call with after this. She said something amazing yesterday. She said, Josh, do you remember what she said about feeling? She said something that we need to train ourselves to feel. It's not about not feeling anything. It's about doing a better job at understanding the feeling, right? Understanding that feeling of alignment. That's kind of what I'm referring to right now. It's about staying in alignment effortlessly. The more consistently you do this, the more consistently you've trained your vibrational frequency. The more consistently you've trained your vibrational frequency, the more you're going to be able to react or respond and observe the things that are in alignment with that. But if you're making decisions that are not aligned, then you can't trust yourself. You could have the proper decision sitting right in front of your face, but you wouldn't even know. Michael says, practicing the feeling of having your dream life now until you can bring it out without much effort. I think there's a level beyond that. The level beyond that is, if people only sit around visualizing it, then they're never going to get true wisdom and experience. Let's say your goal is to manifest a business. You want to know where all the lessons in business are learned? In the failure. You're never going to visualize a failure in your head. You're never going to visualize your dream going wrong. But if it's truly your dream and you truly have a burning desire, you're going to do anything to see it through. You're going to be willing to go through any storm, weather any storm to make it happen. Yes, action is embodiment. You're embodying wisdom. You're internalizing through being in your body and doing something about it. Matt says, how to overcome an addiction effortlessly. Start by saying no. You just got to train yourself that as easy it is for you to say yes, it's as easy for you to say no. Like if you really need to overcome something, you'll find a way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this Friday at 6:30 p.m. PST, I'm doing a full 2-hour-long Ascension Masterclass to close out the week. I'm going to close out an Ascension Masterclass this week. So if you guys want to hop on and really deep dive into this information, I'm going to have a full-on structured masterclass talking everything from letting go of the old you to surrendering to creating as a conscious creator in the present moment. All right, we're going to be talking about all of those things in this 2-hour masterclass on Friday. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be free. So we're just going to be doing what we normally do, but it's going to be at 6:30. Yes, Stefano, you said fasting is an amazing tool to relinquish compulsive habits. Highly recommend. I agree. If you say no to food, you can say no to anything else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for tonight. I know we're a little short. I got to hop on a call with one of my clients. So I appreciate you guys. I got nothing but love. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for always choosing to get better and choosing to spend time with me. I'm eternally grateful that you guys choose to spend time with me and learn from me and engage with me. So I got nothing but love for you guys. I'm going to see you Friday for this masterclass. You better be there. You better be there. Peace.